Hello, FLOSSTUBE universe. It has been a little too long between these last update, or the last update that I had, which I think was in October, and now it's December, as in Christmas Eve. As you can see, I'm trying to get into the festive spirit, but I mean, no, but I am. Although I don't have a Christmas tree. I have like this tiny porcelain Christmas tree on our side table, but it's not enough. I'm talking to the partner. We're working it out. We're going to have a Christmas tree next year. I think we threw out our last one because I didn't like it. It was small and yeah, it wasn't my favorite. But anyway, sorry. Tangents. I mean, I've never left. I'm back, but I've never left. It has just been quite the whirlwind of a year, especially just the last 3 months of work has been, I mean, I'm not going to go into work, boring, but it has been quite hard or difficult. It's just a lot of things happening in the world of television at the moment, and it's just made my job a little bit harder, and I've got to admit I've been a little bit stressed out. Trying not to let it affect my stitchy bug. Like, it has a little bit though. I must admit, like, I come home and I'm just tired. I don't really feel like I can pick up from where I left off. In saying that, I've done lots of stuff. I mean, it has been 2.5 months. I've done a lot of stuff since the last time I updated you all. But yeah, it's just been a little bit more difficult, or actually not difficult, just a bit harder to follow. Like, I'm just not sure if I'm doing a lot. But as I was preparing for this video, I was like, actually, I have done quite a bit for 2.5 months worth of stuff. There's some new stuff that I've been doing as well. Let's say I've been dabbling into the world of, well, sewing, but like, I mean dabble. Like, we are just a little bit in, but I've got like some cute things that I can show you that I'm excited to show you as well. Yeah, there's some FFOs here, some fully finished objects, which is great. There is one that I don't actually have with me because I gave it away already as a Christmas present. But I can go through all of that. But before we get into the stitchy stuff, yeah, I can kind of give you a bit of a life update of just where things are at. Yes, like I said, work has been hard. It's not been my favorite time. It's yeah, it's just been God, trying to keep it diplomatic. Let's just go back to the keyword difficult and move on from there. Other than that, because of those stresses, it has like put this, I don't know, this little dampen on like my weeks where I just get home and I'm like, oh, am I doing enough? Am I reading enough? Am I have to admit, like, even my reading's taken a bit of a back burner. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure my partner's come into this room and said, what are you doing? And I would be staring out the window and I would be looking at my clock and being like, oh, an hour and a half has passed. I don't know if anyone's ever just been there, but like I was just absent. Like, my brain is not kicking in as much as I want it to. But yeah, it's just it's been a bit difficult on my I'm not going to say my mental health, it's mental exhaustion. My mental health has been fine. Like, I'm happy, I'm chipper, I'm just kind of exhausted, that's all. Lots of things been happening in my house as well. As you noticed, if you haven't noticed, it's a bit of a different scene again. I had one of those moments where I came back home from work and I came to this room and I looked around me and I'm just like, I don't like it. I never liked it. I never liked it from the beginning. I want to change it. So I basically just removed everything from this room and started again and moved everything back. And now I like this configuration so much better. I have my couch just to the left here now, which is under the window, and I can sit or lay down on the couch. Okay, lay down on the couch. Lay half of my body down on this couch. I lay down in this room and I can actually touch each wall. I feel so. I'm like 6'2", so I feel so small. Sorry, big in this house, and the house feels so small. Anyways, the reading light is lovely. I got some new blinds installed. We got like roller blinds, like the block out blinds and all that kind of stuff installed around the house. I love Venetians because Venetians are, to me, they just look nicer when they have the light coming in. The roller blinds, I guess, are a little bit more practical. It does block out light. It is ridiculously hot and stuffy and humid in Sydney at the moment. I mean, right, today it's Christmas Eve and it is raining and thunderstorming. But in saying that, it's still hot. It's so humid. And there was like 2 weeks straight where it was just so hot that, oh God, it was just difficult to live in my house. I also got like a skylight installed, which is fun because I just sit there, just open and close it, and then I like because it's an attic, I can stand right outside into the skylight, so I just like take the fly screen off and then put my head through. I'm like, oh, I can see the city finally. I screamed out to my partner and I'm like, we got a view! We have a view! So it's it's fun stuff. We're looking at now just getting some stairs installed to go up to the attic, but with current prices, it's let's just say I better hang on to my job and not be so stressed out because I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that cash. So other things that have happened to me. I mean, they're the basic things. I feel like I can't really go into much. I have had some family stuff that I can't really discuss here, but, that's also probably played a big part in the last 2.5 months. Nothing crazy, but, I'm okay. Just, the drama of it all, if you know what I mean. Just lots of drama. And they're not my drama. Holiday plans? I am going away again to Queensland for summer, so I've got that to look forward to. So in about 3 days, I jet on a plane up the coast to the Gold Coast, and I'm gonna just hang out and read books. I'll talk about all my books later, because even though I've probably haven't read that much, I've accumulated a lot. So we've got books to talk about. Yeah, lots of things. We got stitchy stuff. We got books. We got some crochet in there. We got sewing, FFOs. Jesus Christ! Like there has been a bit. I've got some woodwork updates. I don't know if I said I'm doing this new thing here where I'm now using like a streaming software thing to do this, so I can pull things up, like photos, for example. So let's talk about fully finished objects. Let's move away from the personal stuff. It's too personal. We don't need to go into that. It will come naturally on my tangents anyway. As you all know, if you're new here, I tangent a lot. It's a verb. Anyway, so we let's just get into the FFOs. I mean, as far as WIP Parade, there's not much. I need to probably get into some more stuff, but I have done stuff. So let's go. FFO. I have a fully finished object, and it's going to surprise you, I think. I don't know if I talked about it in my last video, but what's surprising about it is it's Halloween Tiny Town, and I've got it here. It's Halloween Tiny Town, and I've made a pillow. Yeah, I did. Here it is. Let's see if that pops up. I think this is good. I can actually see if it's blurry or not, and now it's in focus. So you can see my little Halloween Tiny Town. Okay, it's not perfect. Don't judge me. But I did like a little whip stitch, and again, it ain't perfect. There's only like, I don't have a sewing machine, so there's only like 2 tutorials, or maybe 3 tutorials on YouTube right now that teaches you how to do it in a hand sewn way. And it's a bit dusty. Sorry, it's been on the mantle for 2.5 months because I actually made it after the last video, and I just, it's been that long. But I got the stuffing. I finished Tiny Town. Tiny Town's really pretty as well. Like, look, and these are the threads that were chosen by the attic. It was the Stitch store in Arizona that I went to this year. But yeah, look how pretty it looks. And I think the fabric kind of like goes a little bit with the blues that I got anyway. I tried to closely match it, but yeah, it's cute. Come on, that's great. I was so excited. But yeah, it was great. And then I was wondering, like I went to my Spotlight store, and there was, you know, different fabrics that I could have used, and I picked this one up, which is a cute little kind of Halloween-y fabric. Now I didn't use this because I just didn't think it. I mean, it's not the vibe I was going for, but I kind of ended up just using this fabric here, this blue fabric, which made more sense for Halloween Tiny Town. But anyways, exciting. I have an FFO. Now this one goes onto the side table as well, and it goes with my, I can't remember the name of it, but it was that skeleton Halloween-y one that I did. I'm sure it will come to me. But yes, and then I also found out what interfacing is. I never knew what interfacing was until I started hand sewing. So, well, there you go. It's very exciting. There are other FFOs. I've done well. But they're small projects. They're all like little mini things. So, my partner and I thought for Christmas this season, for this festive season, we would, rather than give presents to everybody, we were going to just give them cookies in a jar. And then we do up the jar. It's very cute. We started making cookies and freezing them like about a month ago. So we've been batch cooking, you know, matcha cookies. They're my favorite. I love matcha. But anyways, matcha cookies, been doing like peppermint crunch cookies, mocha cookies, just your standard shortbreads, jam biscuits, all that jazz. We've been making, putting it into the freezer, and just every time we've been meeting with our friends, like for Christmas KK last week, we just been giving everyone jars of cookies. And you know what? We haven't done it before. None of our friends have done it before. And I know that my mum with her friends, they would always give sweets on a plate, but not cookies. But I mean, yeah, I guess Greek cookies, like, you know, your honey, like walnut biscuits, and your, you know, the icing sugar biscuits. I'm going to say them in Greek and you see if you follow, but they're called melamakarona, and the other one's called kurabievas. It's very Greek. I apologize. Well, I don't apologize for the Greek. I apologize for my dialect, which is really bad Greek. But anyways, but along with these, we've been putting like little presents for people. And one of the little presents is, and you'd be surprised about the other thing. Well, anyway, it's a Mill Hill kit. I've got those little ornaments. So, oh, is it going to get into... Come on. I think it's focusing on my hand more than it's actually focusing on the ornament. Get in there. Well, let's see how we go if I take it there. All right. So this is a Mill Hill Christmas ornament, so a little snow globe Christmas ornament. I did this one. So you can tell I did this because it's not that untidy at the back. Not that being tidy is a requisite for doing this stuff, but I like it. But anyway, it's got like a little charm here, and it's generally just a very, very cute ornament. And it's my first time beading. I haven't ever done beading before, so it's very exciting. This is all beads. It's frustrating to do beading. Like, it's frustrating. the thing about beading is I had the tacky pad, so that's fine. The tacky pad made it easier. But sorry, I'm looking at if you're wondering why I'm looking at the side, it's because this is where the vision is very distracting, but this is where I can tell if it's in focus or not. So sorry. So anyway, I'll pay attention this way now. But yeah, this it didn't take too long to do. Maybe it took me about a week. Actually, how long did it take me to do? The snow globe took me about yeah, about 8-9 days, you know, with an hour here and there every day. It's such a cute little project, and I thought, oh, why don't I make this and get this to my parents and just put it on their cookie jar. Though my partner, he decided that he wanted to join me on this project, so he also did one, and you can see it here. It's the exact same thing. The only difference is he wanted the presents to be yellow, and there are so many mistakes on this ornament. It's impossible to count at the moment, but it doesn't matter because no one would even notice that there's a difference between his one and my one. Oh, there you go. I ended up doing the backstitch for him and the beading, so I actually ended up doing the beading twice. But yeah, his one, I think that's this one here. I really should bring it to the middle. Yeah, his one is was an interesting experiment for me to kind of see the way he thinks when he does his cross stitching, which is, oh, I don't care. Oh, it goes here, it goes there. And so when it came to backstitching, which I like to be so precise about, I had to go outside of the box and actually start doing something different and being like, oh, maybe try here. Oh, maybe, oh, if I change this. So yeah, his one is definitely different to my one. But you wouldn't even know or think twice when you look at them together. So his one's going to his parents. My one's going to my parents. It's actually quite nice to work on these mill hill kits, and I inspired my friends to actually go and get their own mill hill kits, and they ended up doing, I think they did a snowflake, and I can't remember the other one that my friend got, but either way, I did inspire, and they ended up getting it, and they loved them as well. Beading is an interesting art form. I can't say I dislike it. It does make it look prettier, so I would do it just for that purpose alone. And that is all I'm going to say about beading. Maybe I'll like it better when I do my Bellatrix. This was a lot of beading. I watched the whole 3 seasons of The Boys whilst doing these ornaments. So, well, there you go. That's what I've been doing with my nights. Huh? See, it's all coming back once I talk it out with you guys. Thank you. It's almost like a therapy session, guys. I hear myself and you're my mirror. I appreciate you all for being here. Old and new. Thank you. Hit the like button. Don't listen to me. Anyways. All right. So, next FFO. Do I have another FFO? I do have another FFO. Okay, so sewing. So I've done some hand sewing, unsuccessfully on patching my pants, which ripped about 2 weeks ago, but successfully on that pillow with Tiny Town. Now, I really want to get into it. I'm very much intimidated by sewing machines. So my friends and I actually got together and said, why don't we just go to a sewing class? And we picked one that was going to be like every week. Every Thursday we'd go at night and do a sewing class and make clothes or stuff like something like that. But we couldn't find the time to do it. We've all been very, very busy. I still do woodwork on Saturdays. We've stopped now, the term's ended. But either way, it's a busy time. So we kind of thought, why don't we just go to one class? And it was make a cushion class. So I made a cushion. It's so cool. I only did this recently. This was only last week. But yeah, I made like one of those like no button. It's a very easy pattern sort of cushion. But you know what? For a beginner, not bad. So it's really no frills, this one. This one's just, it's like everything kind of came out okay. I say this, but I was the only person that stuffed up the pillow when I was there. Everyone finished, but for some reason, and no one's ever going to know this, but you can see sort of just here, just there, that it's different to the rest of it. Oh, I'm trying to get this right. Because I had to hand sew that, because when I was there, I couldn't finish on time because I didn't grab one of the flaps. It wasn't there when I was putting it. I did it wrong, basically. Not wrong. I had to learn from my mistake. Look, I got a cushion out of it. I'm very excited. I enjoyed the fabric that I chose. I think it actually goes with my couch, which it does. I'm just excited that I got to learn how to use a sewing machine. First and foremost, that's what I wanted to learn. And now I know. But it's really not hard. It's not rocket science to learn how to put the thread. It's just the order of things. And I think the most confusing part of the sewing machine is just the bobbin and how that works. And, you know, just when you start and when you end, what you're supposed to do so you don't get the threads sort of caught up. So, I mean, it was easy. And now I want one. I want a sewing machine because I thought, you know, how easy was it to make a cushion cover? Wouldn't it be great to just, you know, make my own shirt or make my own shorts or just try something different? Like, I think my thing is that I want to make a hoodie. So I'd like to venture into that. So yes, guys, so there are things. I've done things. I've had some progress on my stitching. So we can go over the WIP Parade soon. The only other thing I wanted to show you guys is something that a dear friend at work actually made for me, which is, I'm telling you now, I was having such a bad day at work, and then she works in Melbourne, and she ended up coming to Sydney, and when she came, she said, I've got a present for you, and she sews, and she ended up coming and making my day, basically, because she made me these project bags. I swear to God, I'm telling you now, I've never ever felt so I was taken aback. I was so excited that firstly, she loved the fact that I was, you know, a cross stitcher and into textile stuff and all that. And she was just like, I would love to make something for you. And she said, I'll make you a project bag. And so she went ahead and did it. Don't worry about what's in here. It's just my one of my whips that I'm already using the project bag for. But yeah, it's really, really cute. And she's thought of everything. She's like, I don't know if you... I'll show you on this one, actually. And basically she said, I don't know if you like the zip on the end here being like a tail outside of the project bag. So she was saying, oh God, I'm going to break it now, I know. She was saying you could have it out like this, right? And then it closes the zipper. She goes, but she thought, oh, actually, maybe it's better if she just puts one of these little clips and you can just tuck it in. She goes, you can tuck it out, tuck it in. I don't know. It was just all very thoughtful. Everything that she did with this, I thought, well, you know, no one, not even my mum, would make this for me. So I just thought that's really lovely. And she's a beautiful person for making this. So I just want to say thank you, Monty, for making me this beautiful present. And they're going to get used heavily throughout the rest of my life, probably. So, and I love how colorful they are. I love the fabric choices. I love it all. I think it's gorgeous. So project bags, guys. I was wondering when I was going to go buy some. I don't need to right now. I've got these. I've got 3. One little mini one and 2 large ones. Huge ones even. So that is that. I think now we're sort of getting on to, you know, just my stitchy progress updates. So Well, actually, no. I have another fully finished object, guys. Sorry, I ran too soon. So I've showed you my snow globes. The pillow's done. Okay, this isn't that big a deal. Another thing that I've also picked up is just going back into my crocheting. So I've put like a little tub downstairs underneath the couch that I can take out. It's got all my wool and all that. And I've picked a project and I've put it on my phone, and I'm just gonna slowly, whenever I feel like it, pick it up, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'd rather be cross-stitching, but I have had this like just bug where I just want to sit down and, again, it's the concentration thing. Oh, I just showed you what I've made. So I'll just jump right ahead. It's nothing. It's just a headband. It's a headband for me, and it's not even that good. Like my like, don't look at it. Don't look directly at it. Don't look directly at it. I didn't even, like, the seam is nothing. It's so terrible. But it doesn't matter. Like, the rest of it is fine. I can crochet. Like, I'm not bad at it. And this one actually turned out quite nice. And I have like a nice ball that I wanted to use. Just when my hair gets like longer and a little bit nuts, I just like to wear a headband at home. I wouldn't wear it out. But when I'm at home, I'm so daggy, and I wear the slackiest clothes, and I will put a headband on, and I just look like I live with the furniture. So that's what this headband's for. So that's another little project that I did on the side. Do I want to pick up more crochet and stuff? Like, I am venturing out a little bit from the cross stitch, and it's not because I'm sick of cross stitch at all. I've got so many projects that I want to do, and I'm still cross stitching every day. I haven't stopped cross stitching. I've kept going. It's just the amount that I'm doing. Also, like, I need to understand what project I want to do next. These little small projects have been really good for me, just to kind of keep things going. The Mill Hill kit's lovely. I've got two Mill Hill kits that are coming. I think I've got Wanda's Wand Shop, and they're little like house motifs that's just on its own, and I thought they were really cute. So they're on back order at the moment, so I'm still waiting for those. But yeah, like, as far as cross stitches that I want to do, yeah, I'm not sure what other ones I feel like at the moment. So I'm going to be looking through all my stuff again and actually picking the ones I want to work on. Actually, I'm hoping, I'm not putting my foot in it, but I'm hoping that when I get back from my vacation in January, that I can do like a 2024 what's ahead sort of thing, because I'd like to go through all my patterns with you, show them all, and then maybe start picking the ones that I want to do, and maybe even actually asking you all if you want to pick a pattern yourselves that I should be focusing on this year as well. I still haven't finished FFOs. There is one more that I don't have with me at the moment, so I'm going to show you which one it is by doing this little fancy thing that I've got here. So what I ended up doing is my niece is really into Japanese anime. She loves Attack on the Titan. When I say love, I mean she's excited every time I even talk about it with her. And I just decided, all right, well, I'm just going to grab her favorite character, Levi, which she just, if I even say the name, she gets excited. Yeah, I made just a little motif of him that I got from Etsy. Let me just bring it up a little bit closer so you can see. But yeah, it was an interesting one, this one. So that's it there. It was something small. It was done on black Ada, 14 count. I just used your standard DMC colors. It looks a little dirty in that frame actually. But I got the frame from Kmart, nothing special, but I put it all together myself, and I did it within like maybe even 4 or 5 days. It was cute. It was not challenging, but the only challenging thing about it was the fact that it had black outlines, and I picked black Ada. And I was like, oh, how do I fix that? So I ended up blending the threads around like the cape that he's got. So blending the green with the black and blending the grey in his hair to the black outline as well, just to give it a little bit of I don't know, texture, like it's going to stand out. I could have put a brighter outline, but I think it would have ruined it. So yeah, that's Levi. So that's my other fully finished object, which I gave away to her last week. And if I can just tell you what her reaction was, it was something along the lines of, "Yeah!" So she was very excited. So yeah, that's the other fully finished object. Now I actually have stuff on this slide that I can show you. Some stuff here. Like that's the couch a little. The pillow just a little bit more up front. But if I can. All right, sorry. It's a little slideshow. I'm just going through it anyway. This is just pictures of me when I was doing the hand sewing. So I ended up kind of just taking a photo of. I bought this new little crafty tools that I can use to make it work. It took me about 2.5 hours to actually get through the pillow. And I bought the stuffing. The amount of stuffing that I bought relative to what I ended up using was just minimal. So I've got like underneath my couch right now is a massive bag of stuffing that I have no use for at the moment. I'm thinking I'm going to have to make another pillow at some point just so I can use it. This is me. The amount of times also I pricked my finger and started bleeding. I'm not a pro. I'm definitely not a pro. But yes, is there anything else? The Christmas ornament a little bit up close, if you can see. So that's sort of the idea of it. And that, friends, behind it is the actual Christmas tree that I have downstairs right now, which is just a porcelain Christmas tree that I bought from a store called Dusk. Because that is all that I've got up at the moment. It's sad, I know. But it will get more Christmassy here. It's just been very busy. Yes, so that is what has been happening with my fully finished objects. So that was a pretty big session of stuff that I've actually worked on and finished and given away and etc. So I'm happy to have shared that with you all. I hope you liked them, and let me know if you've got any tips of anything I can do better on them, or if you don't have any tips and you're like, hey, great job, because there was some fun stuff there. So we're talking sort of the WIP Parade at the moment of just where things are at. Look, I showed you a lot of like finished objects that I really did focus on. I do have... Okay, so I have 3 WIPs that are currently going. One of them is the Winter by Noyce, which is still going. I'm not going to take her out. I haven't really done much, I think, since the last time I spoke to you. Actually, honestly, I can tell you right now, I definitely haven't touched this pattern since September. Just looking at my floss chart. It is not been neglected. It's just not on my list of things to do, but this is where it's currently at. And yeah, I could really probably put some focus on this. I have been inspired after watching Teresa Little Stitch's latest videos about maybe just kind of doing a WIP go and working off that. I do want to do some more projects next year that I just want to go across. I'm very much interested in trying a Heaven and Earth design. I have been looking at patterns of what I'm thinking. It'd just be interesting to try something a little different. In saying that, I have the world's patterns in my drawers behind me. I could really pick up some of that stuff. And now that I've done beading, there is one that I really want to do still that I think I have mentioned. It was that Winter Queen one that's in one of the cross-stitch, magic cross-stitch books that I have. But, yes, WIPs, Bellatrix, Bella Fillipina. Let's talk. If I'm talking about progress, she got the most progress. Before I bring her up, she has had about 1,720 stitches last month. I worked on her this month. And that's it. I've only picked her up in November. I haven't really picked her up since then. But since November, here she is. Which way do I go? This way. Let's bring it. Can't get it right. We'll get better at this. Okay. So, and straighten. And move to the side. And straighten. And move to the side. Okay. I'm going to keep it there. Okay. So, with Bella, she got a lot of work down here in the bottom section. So, I've worked with all those like metallic threads and just kind of worked the end of her dress. So, I think last time we saw her, she had... this whole section just basically needed to be filled out. If I could say anything, the cranic threads, I think I have a treasure chest threads to replace some of them. The cranic, if that's how you pronounce it, the cranic threads are thicker and they seem just nice and full, whereas I think the treasure, I can't remember the name, I think it's treasure braid or treasure something. They're a bit thinner, a little harder to work with, if you ask me. I prefer the cranics. But they do look thinner on this fabric. I'm going to say it. Maybe I've said it before in other videos. I don't... This linen that I've chosen, I think it's a Belfast linen. Well, it's a very soft, very, very soft linen. It's difficult to work on. I have to put the light, my little book light that I use, in a specific angle to just get a shadow across the stitch holes, because I can't see them otherwise. And you think just with a grey thread that it shouldn't be that difficult, because I have a white like bottom on my desk is white, so it should just pop through. But yeah, I have to sort of like use either two light setup, or I light the bottom of at the bottom of it, like light reflect off the bottom desk to reflect back up from the bottom, and then reflect another light on top just so I can see the holes better. And plus it's so stretchy that even if I have it taut on my hoop, I just find it difficult. So I'm not saying this isn't a pleasure to do. It is, because the result, like when I see the result, it's lovely, but it's more the linen. I chose the wrong linen. I don't know if I could ever do such a big project on this type of linen again. I know now, I'm learning, so that's a good thing. The other thing you'll see that I've been working on is, I'm going to try and get in this frame so you can see me talking. The other thing I've been working on is the cat. So the cat is actually fully finished now, and I'm just going to start working on the frame around it. So yeah, it'll be nice to actually get her face in. So that's something I want to work in. But once her face comes into it, it's really going to change this piece for me, and it'll probably make me want to finish it quicker. I am dreading the frame though. The arch is going to be fine, but the actual frame that goes around, because it's so monotonous, that's gonna take some time. Do I see myself finishing this in 2024? Well, let's find out in the next video. I'll have my thoughts. But yes, there's Bellatrix. I have made a lot of progress with her, and I'm very happy with it. So that is Bella. The next one I'm going to show you guys is, well, look. You guys know I've been working on Fruits of the Plenty forever, and it's probably getting a little boring to see this every single time with not that much progress. Have I made progress with this? I'm sorry guys, probably not. Where are we at? So I've worked one day on this in the last month and the last 2 months, but progress is progress, guys. So here they are. Fruits of Plenty. Where am I at? I've worked this area here. This is my downstairs project that I have when I watch TV downstairs. This is going to take me a long time to make, or to finish, sorry. You know, it's a lot of stitches in a very concentrated areas. It's a huge project. I'm going to take it with me to Queensland, so I will be working on it over this holiday period. It's funny, I think the section I worked on last year when I went to Queensland with it was this section, and now I've only still up to here. Maybe I just need to move on from this to something like the motif in the middle, and maybe that will just inspire me to finish it a little bit quicker. Not saying that it's not like my favorite design. I actually like the design a lot. It's just going to take a while, that's all. And that's fine. I mean, we do cross stitch because we love it, right? You can see that I thought I didn't have my stitchy bug, but I still have my stitchy bug. Like, it's here. I'm still stitching. I'm doing just smaller projects, which is fine. But yeah, I mean, that is it. Do I have any new haul? No, I mean, I showed you that Levi one. That was the only new haul I got. I'm trying not to... Oh, and the Mill Hill kits that I'm still waiting for from my supplier. So they're on their way, and once they get here, I'll show those in the new video. But yeah, not much in terms of new haul. I'm trying to keep my money nice and close to me at the moment because, you know, it's expensive out there right now, especially with the inflation that we've been going through. I've completely axed our super mega stores here in Sydney as the best as much as possible because I'm a little bit angry as the rest of Australians are right now with the way inflation is going with our groceries. I mean, just today, because tomorrow's Christmas Day, my dad just told me, he goes, do you know how much coals cost for the barbecue? And I go, well, $8? That's how much it should cost. It should be less if you ask me, $5 a bag. And he's like, $19. It's pretty insane. I think that's shit. They're really trying to reward us a lot. So I'm really just taking an effort now to give back to the local market. So I just go to the fruiterer just around the corner. I'll go to the deli. Anything with a big name or even part of the big monopoly of companies, or duopoly, I should say, which is I don't know what the bigger arm of the business is, but Coles and Woolworths here in Australia. Nah. I think it's terrible what they're doing. So that's my opinion on that. Anyways, I don't even know how I got there. I did the tangent again. I tangented. So that's pretty much the end of it. Oh no, I know how I got there because I'm cheap. Well, no, I need to be cheaper. No, I need things to be cheaper. Wait, which one is it? I can't. Anyway. That's been my cross stitch journey for the last 2.5 months. I apologize if it's not like too extravagant, but it is, something, and I'm very proud of some of these finished objects that I've got. I love it. Tackling the pillow was probably one of the best things, just to feel like I can do it, because I see everyone's finishes and they're just so perfect. And also they have sewing machines. And I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to give it a go. And I did, and I'm happy with it. I showed my partner and he was just like, oh, you made this? Wow. And I'm just like, yeah, thank you for the compliment, I guess. But I mean, I did just drag his snow globe ornament through the shit. So, so yes. Now I guess it is the segment anything other than cross stitch, which you all know I do venture off into books, a bit of woodwork, maybe a little bit more life updatey. But yeah, maybe I'll put up my little slideshow now just to kind of tell you some other stuff that I've been up to. That's the hand sewing that I showed you guys earlier. So this is some of my crew, and we're out playing D&D. So D&D is an interesting part of my life now. But basically, every month now we go once to this place called the Fortress, and we just find a dungeon master there, and we just sit down and we talk. Not talk. We play a campaign, or just like a one-shot campaign, and we're getting better at it, and I think it's a lot of fun. I must say, it is, like I said in my previous videos, it's now become sort of second nature to us. We have board game nights, sure, but then there's D&D nights now, where it's just like you kind of go there and you just let things go and you become another character, and it's fun. It's actually fun. I'm a nerd. I know, whatever, geek nerd. There's nothing wrong with it. It is just a fun game to play once you're into it. So look, I'm not going to harp on about it because this is not a D&D channel, but I just wanted to let you know. Definitely been playing that, and that's been a lot of fun. One of the other things that's happened is, yes, I wanted to tell you guys this, how old I felt when I went to a music festival. It's just, you can see I'm probably a little bit intoxicated in that photo. I was about 10 beers down. I needed to be, it was like a metal concert. I don't listen to metal, but all my friends do. It was fun. But yeah, it was nice this year to actually let go and go to a festival and enjoy myself. And yeah, I must admit that was a good time. And that's, I believe, the person on the stage there are the guys that sing Whip It. I don't know what they were doing there, but whatever. It was fun. I can't remember the name. Anyways. Some other stuff that's been going on. My woodwork has still been happening. We finished the boxes that I have shown in previous videos, and now we're moving on to our stools, and this is what they're looking like at the moment. This isn't done. We're not like even close to, fixing it, like shaping the leg, if that makes sense. But it is like taking shape. It is going to be a bar stool. It's the standard height for bar stools. I'm thinking, like, I'm trying to get myself into the idea of making upholstered stuff, like the sewing and all that kind of stuff, because when I get to this project, the top of the seat, I want it to be like an inset seat that you can change the cushion, like it's going to have a cushion, an inset cushion that you can take out and change depending on what color you want. So I actually want to make these different upholstered, like MDF circle boards, and cushiony and all that kind of stuff. Maybe different styles. Maybe I want it to be like those like plush like 50s type cushions that they used to use for like little makeup chairs that would have, I don't know what it's called, but they're just like little pillows in a massive pillow. That is the worst explanation. I'm sure ChatGPT can do better than that. I'm just saying those little ones could be an option. A standard just cushion, dome cushion could be an option. Leather, like just changing it up, and then in future I can still keep these bar stools and then just make a different top to it, and then it would just change the look of the seat. So I thought that was kind of cool, like to come up with that. And then also, when people come over, I'm like, oh yeah, have you seen the bar stool that I made? So it's cool. And then if I ever want to take it to a new place and it's a different vibe in that place, like a different sort of, interior design, say green velvet is the thing that's around, well, I'll change the seats to green velvet and then it will match. And I think that's the cool thing about it. That's why I'm going to enjoy it. So let's see how that works. Maybe I'll patent it. I don't even know if it's a thing. Interchangeable, it's like iPod colors from like 10 years ago. Change your color depending on your mood. Actually, what am I talking about? It's an iPhone case. Sometimes I wonder where this brain goes. Anyways, so that's the woodwork that I've been working on. Showing you guys the ornament, showing you the cushion. These are the project bags that I also showed you. And then the only other cool thing that sort of happened in my life lately, other than cross stitch, is going to see the Ramses exhibition at the Australian Museum. I was really taken aback. This is probably one of the best exhibitions I've been to in Sydney, to be honest. It was pretty eye-opening to look. My take on it is that Ramses was a dictator like no other dictator. He saw himself as a god. Everyone said he was God, therefore he is God. So it would have been a very interesting time to live back then, knowing what we know now of people, because I'm sort of reminded of certain political leaders who also think they're gods. So, two and two together. interesting exhibition. If you're in Australia or if you're in Sydney, definitely go check it out. Or if it does come to your city, check it out. It's cool. All right. Well, we have now come to my book part of my FLOSSTUBE, which is, I should just start a separate book kind of thingo, but look, I'm doing it here, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it. If you're not, please, that's fine. You can just turn it off and go to your next FLOSSTUBE, and don't worry about staying around here while I go into this. But look, it's fun stuff. I have read a lot of books in the last 2.5 months. Well, not a lot, but enough for me. Some of the books that I have finished are, let's see. Okay, so we have finished quite a few. I don't have it with me. John Gwynn's Malice, I have finished. Fantastic book. Can't tell you enough how good of a fantasy that book is. I was wrapped all the way to the end. I think the last 100 pages or something like that, it was just... you couldn't stop changing, like turning the page, and I cried in a book, like more than usual. Anyway, it was fantastic. If I could recommend a fantasy book, it's so easily it's so easy to read. I mean, the language is, it's simple enough, and I think they did that he does that on purpose, so it's just more accessible for people like me. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I rated that book, I think 4 out of 5. Like, if I could rate it 4.5 stars out of 5, I would on Goodreads. But fantastic book, can't recommend it enough. The next book I read, I did finish a comic book, R.L. Stine's Stuff of Nightmares. Meh, that's it. Next book I got was Shadow Glass. Shadow Glass I read because it had the kind of like the Labyrinth, Return to Oz, Dark Crystal, more like Dark Crystal than the other two. It was okay. It would probably make a better movie if you ask me. The book was okay. It was fun. I didn't really feel very much wedded to the main character. I thought the main character was a little bit 2D. He was a bit two-dimensional. I think that I would have liked him more if they just fleshed out his character a little. Actually, I would have liked him more if he was a younger person, because he was acting like he was 12, but he was a 35 to 40-year-old. So, yeah. Well, is it a good novel? It's okay. I'll watch the movie if the movie comes out. Next thing I ended up finishing was... Gosh, when was the last time I talked to you all about this? I'm pretty sure I talked about What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. Really enjoyed that book. But I probably didn't talk to you about the fact that I was reading or listening to Jennifer Grey's memoir, which was called Out of the Corner. And the only reason why I listened to it was because we were watching Jeopardy, and it was one of the answers. And I'm like, Jennifer Grey has a memoir? I'd be into listening to that. And then, you know what? She's a very interesting woman. She's had some crazy things happen to her in her life. She comes from a very, very open household, and I don't know if that was a good thing for her. Not saying that it's a bad thing to have an open household, but I guess when you put Hollywood into it, it changes things up a little bit. They go down like, sex, drugs, violence, manslaughter. Like, it's full on. I'm telling you. It's not just about her nose. She does a very smart thing at the beginning where she talks about her nose for like the first part of the book, and then she just stops and doesn't really talk about it at all for the rest of the book, which was smart, because she was like, well, let's just get it over and done with. You're all here because you wanted to hear about how I'm pained about my... she's much more than that. I really respect her. I think she's fantastic. I thought the memoir was amazing, so I gave it a 4 out of 5. The next novel I started reading was one of the books that I got for my birthday, which is 1970s sci-fi called Japan Sinks. And it's an interesting novel. I didn't rate it highly because I found it very cold and hard for me to. It was almost textbook, but there were some nice scenes in it. Like I really enjoyed the whole story. Basically, is about Japan sinking into the earth because of the rifts and around Japan. Which, look, I'm not very good at my geography, and I learned more about geography through this book than I have about Japan. I've learned more about Japan in this book than I've ever learned in my life through movies or anything. So, if I could say one thing, is I learned a lot about Japan and the geography of Japan. Especially the trenches around the volcanoes, the Ring of Fire, all that. I always knew it was there, but I just didn't really know more about it or want to know more about it. So if I learned anything about anything, it's about how crazy Japan could get if all those volcanoes erupted, which I don't think it's going to, and I think they've proven that Japan's not going to sink. So, but is it an interesting read? There's a movie. Maybe watch the movie. I think this is a bit dated now, being from the 70s, but nevertheless, I did finish it, so it wasn't an abandoned read. So I would say that it was an interesting read. But again, 2 out of 5. Nothing crazy. The next book that I finished was actually an Australian author, which I only found out yesterday when I looked it up. It's Jessica Owl's, I think that's how you pronounce her last name, but Jessica Owl's Cold Enough for Snow. It's a little novella, nothing too crazy either. Cute, just talks about her and her mum going on a trip through Japan. I just thought I'd keep on to that theme. And they're both of Chinese heritage, and they just kind of go through Japan, and it is that type of book where they talk about their surroundings whilst entering memories of their past and then finding out. I think if there's anything that I could take from this book, there was this one section in which I really liked where she remembered something about her uncle and this romantic story about her uncle, but there was a bit tragic and there was a tragedy behind it, and her uncle never actually ended up with the girl that he wanted because she moved away because she wanted to move to America. And yeah, she had all these ideas of what it was like, that it was left alone here, and she had these images and like almost like photography and art in her head of how she remembers her uncle through the story that she heard from her mother. But then her mother says, "What are you talking about? That never happened." And it wasn't like a gaslight or a psych, I'm lying or anything like that. It was, she was so young that what she actually remembered, according to her sister, was a soap opera, and she mixed it up with her uncle. And I thought, if anything, that was all very clever and how that unfolded in the book. That's it for me, though. I think that's all it had. So for me, other than that, it was a little bit treading. Like I like slow burn books if there's a point to it. So I don't think this is gonna blow your mind, but it won an award, which is interesting. It won the inaugural winner of the Novel Prize, and I gotta say, okay, it was good. I didn't think it was that good, but it was good. I mean, if I gave it anything, it was like 2.5 out of 5. So that's Cold Enough for Snow. And then just getting my red books because Goodreads just cancelled on me. Okay, all right, and that's basically where I'm at. So I've hit my goal of 25 books this year. So that was 24 more than the books I read last year. So go me, I'm getting up there. Right now though, I am reading a couple of things. So I am reading Strangers in Paradise, which is this book, which is volume 2. I read volume 1. I did mention it in a previous video. Loved it. Still fantastic. This is such a ride. I love this graphic novel. I love the art style. I love, oh god, even right now, I can just turn to the page and I'm kind of up to, and I don't know if this is allowed, but I'm going to do it anyway. I just also love my new bookmark that I bought. I love just how, even showing how wind comes into the frame. Just a fantastic artist, Terry Moore. can't say that I'm just in love with his art. Like, and I love these characters. Just great. It's a mafia kind of type of story, with about these two. It's like a love triangle. Girl loves a girl. Boy loves the girl, but one of the girls is just oblivious to it all, and she's the center of it all, which is Francine. Fantastic. Definitely worth a definitely worth a read if you're into just kind of like those kitsch 90s sort of vibes. You know, the depiction of women is very, very progressive for something that was written in the 90s, but I'm very happy to be reading it for that reason alone, which is great. Just it wasn't written by a woman. It should have been written by a woman, if you know what I mean. But yes, fantastic. Still, I recommend it 100%. And then the other book that I'm currently reading or have started reading, this is my little booklet. This is my little bookmark. Really cute little bookmark with my initials. Or just the one initial anyway. So I'm reading The Fifth Season, which is a fantasy novel. So far so good. I'm only about 80 pages in or something like that, and I started 60 pages in. I only started it a day ago. It is very easy to read. Interesting narrative style. Going from third person to second person at one point, which I thought was really ambitious to do something in second person. But also, I felt very much like I was being told what to do. So it's very interesting to read a novel and be told you are this and you are that, and you're like, oh, okay, all right, I didn't expect this chapter. What do you mean me? But nevertheless, great story so far. I can't ruin much about it, but it's just about I guess a land that is going through some pretty apocalyptic events, and how all the different communities in that land, which are called comms, deal with that, including the people that come from that have some sort of magical ability to talk or to use the earth to their advantage. So it's an interesting book. The reason why I wanted to pick it up is because I was in the mood to kind of read a book that was apocalyptic, but also I needed it to be more contained. I don't want the big meeting lots of people, blah blah blah, or lots of characters. I just wanted one character to follow. Is this the book? No, but it's got that apocalyptic vibe. I'm still looking for that book. I think something similar to The Road is something that I'd like to read next, or that's what I'm in the vibe for 2024, if I could get more of those. But in saying that, I do have 1,000 books that I need to get through, but some new books that I ended up getting was I picked up Never Ending Story again, because this is a favorite of mine that I only had on Kindle, but I wanted to read it again. It's my favorite movie from when I was a kid, but the book is crazy. I loved it, so I'm going to read that again. Death Valley, which is, to be honest, I'm not really sure what this is. I feel like this is going to be one of those little pop reads. So I got this as because Harry Hartog, staff pick. Sometimes they're good and spot on. I just picked the staff member that picked another book that I liked, so I just thought I'd give this a go. I'm not really sure what it's about, but interesting. Maybe I was just drawn in by the cover since I was in Palm Springs. The other books that I've got is The Flowers of Algernon. This one was a Christmas present to me from my partner. So that is one that I'm going to go into. This one I've seen a lot of people talk about, which is A Study in Drowning. I've seen this pop up on BookTube quite a bit. Not sure what to expect. Apparently, I don't know if it's a romantasy. If it isn't, I know this one is. So A Court of Thorns and Roses is going to be an interesting one. I think this is going to be a pop read for sure. Let's see if I like it. I'm not sure if I like these books. I mean, I'm going to give them a go. If I don't like them, straight to the little book libraries out on the roads. T. Kingfisher has stolen my heart with that What Moves the Dead book, so I decided to pick up Nettle and Bone, which I think is the first of their book series, which is called, well, I'm not sure what the book series is called actually, but it sounds interesting enough. Basically, it's about a girl who's got like a challenge to kill a prince, and so she has to follow that through, but it is something to do with her sister. So basically, I think her sister tries to stop her or something. And anyway, it's all about a girl that's trying to achieve a task and the journey that she has on the way there. And if it's written in any way that What Moves the Dead was written, I've got a lot to learn. My God, I've been going on for a while that the video behind me is about to change to another vibe. It's a nice touch though, right? Anyway, another book I got was The Ninth House. So this is one of those dark academia books that I'm looking forward to. So it's about, what does it say here? A dropout and the sole survivor of a horrific unsolved crime, and following that. So it's about a mystery of a dead girl on campus and them trying to figure that mystery out. I'm guessing got that Harry Potter-esque vibes and all that. So there's that. They're all my new books. I've still got all my old books that I need to go through as well. But yeah, I have a lot of reading to do. But that's what I'm looking forward to with this holiday. So I'm kind of like, going to spend 4 days or 5 days in the GC at Gold Coast. And I got like a really lovely kitchen apartment, apartment living, so there's a kitchen so I can cook myself and all that, right across from the beach. So it'd be nice to just kind of eat healthy food that I make, go out to the beach, read, walk the boardwalk, there past New Year's, and then after that heading down to Byron Bay, and maybe me and Hemsworth could meet up for a drink. That'll be the day. If I see Chris Hemsworth on the street, I'm gonna have to talk to my partner and be like, I'm ready to go to my new partner. No. I'd be secure though, and I'd have all the money in the world, right, from the Avenger franchise. So great. If Chris wants me, I'll be there. No. But Byron would be nice. I also got like an apartment there, and it's got that one's got a nice pool, and it's not far from the main beach. So that's also going to be another just chill 4 days there before I do it all again with work next year in 2024. One of the other exciting things though that I've got coming up is I'm planning, or I've taken my annual leave already for the middle of next year, because I'm planning from August to do another road trip, but not in America this time. I'm planning to head to Italy and do a road trip from Sicily all the way up towards Milan, or just up to the north of Italy anyway. So I'm planning for, going out there for about a month and doing a road trip in Italy. So yeah, we're deep diving into what that looks like. I bought like an Italy road trip book, and we're just going to kind of figure out what that's going to look like and what we want. We want it to be more coastal. It's going to be summer. I want that beach sort of thing, because I think I missed out on that when we went to America. I wanted a little bit more of a beach sort of holiday, just to rest my mind rather than search for adventures. So road tripping through Italy is an adventure in itself, and if I'm going coast to coast, beach to beach, that would be nice. Might even go down and pay a visit to that hotel from White Lotus, like every other person on planet Earth. If you haven't watched it, please watch the second season. Skip the first season. Second season's amazing. But yeah, so looking forward to that. Look, I hope everyone's enjoyed this FLOSSTUBE. It's been, like I said, it has been a little bit delayed. If you are new and you've been following me up until this point, my name is Johnny Saxon. I've been FLOSSTUBing for almost a year, so it's my year anniversary in January for FLOSSTUBE. I go through many, many projects. I talk about many, many things. I go on tangents all the time, which is just a thing of mine. But I think the important thing is that I come on here for fun, because we all share our hobbies. And I think my hobbies of cross-stitch, reading, just general entertainment of life is something that we all share, and I'm thankful for everybody that has subscribed and liked and followed me on my journey of 2023, because it's been a journey. You know, who knows, maybe when I come back in January I'm gonna have pink hair or blonde hair again. It's probably not gonna happen, I don't have much time. But anyways, thank you so much to everyone that has been following me, and thank you for being patient since my you know, not seeing another video from me for a while. So yes, leave your comments below, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and add me on Instagram, add me on Goodreads. I'm on both of those platforms, especially when I'm on holidays. I'm a little bit more active on Instagram, but yes, hopefully I'll see you out there in the social media world. Until then, everybody have a safe and Merry Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, have a happy holiday, and be safe and spend some time with your loved ones, as I will. See you later, guys. Bye.